Yo, what's up, gents, my gentlemen? Just recapping a few items, updated a few things, and the PRCRM, which I'm now considering an asset tracker. Um, Typically, PRCRM is like one piece of what would be considered an asset tracker, which what I honestly might also do with you guys and help out with you guys is build the actual content library in the Google Sheets. And Josh, I mentioned that to you um, on our call. I think it was maybe Wednesday or something like that. But if I go to, for example, novelties asset tracker. So this is our content library. Let me go to our asset tracker. Right, so here's our asset tracker. We have everything from our content library, which I'm going to show that in a second. That's basically what we're currently building for you guys. Then we have Power Hour workflows, our courses, assessment forms, growth collateral, checklists, team documents, more courses, how-to videos, internal team meetings, et cetera. But our content library is simply as such. That's right here. Where it's basically got all the videos listed. So for example, in our Slack, we're starting to have a few of these videos. I'm starting to make a few videos for you guys. We got that, and we got some meetings. We got some of your guys' videos right here, and so we can definitely go back and try to search them in Slack, but sometimes that just isn't as efficient. And so if we can start to build, with all these videos being posted to your guys' YouTube channel, or if it's a video posted on like my YouTube, so like this video right here is gonna be posted on my YouTube, then I can lop it in here and be the video title, the duration, the URL, notes, and this would say recap for the end of week for July 24th or something like that. So this is something that I might consider building for you guys as we're starting to start to have multiple different videos. It'll just checkletize things and streamline things, because video is such a powerful component of what we're starting to look at, from testimonials to the videos that you guys make for the ads, for the Y video, for example, which by the way, Taylor, Luke shot you an email. I'm not sure if you've been able to see that yet. I know you're super busy. You're like a multitude of other things, but just heads up, Luke did shoot you an email. So we're starting to get a bunch of these videos popping out, including our meetings. And so just having it like organized and streamlined, so anyone on the Halo app team can go back and reference it, or maybe you guys just want to have stuff as documentation, as record, etc. So there's that. So that's kind of why I changed this to asset tracker and then changed this to PR content library, because we might have a separate tab as content library with all the videos. So just an update in here. So Josh, thank you for going through all this, putting out all the yes and no's and listing all these organizations. So that was perfect. And so what we've got now is we've got organizations to partner with tab. And this is, the goal of all these is this is foundation building. These processes are foundation building to make you guys and us to be more efficient. But also it removes the stress and pressure of having to remember everything, all these names, all these contact information. When was the last time I talked to this person? Now I know that you guys have HubSpot. So for example, there's literally a deal flow that I'm going to mention here in a second on partnered orgs. And so all this stuff, it might be redundant as far as what you already have built in your HubSpot, or it will be easier to build in your HubSpot. 100% down for that. Just my goal here is that we have some processes and some systems to monitor our progress, to just be organizing our thoughts and our energy and where our time is being put in, so we can just be efficient and effective, because that's the true value of having these processes and systems in place for the organization. So going into this first tab, organizations to partner with. So this is going to be super basic. We got all these different organizations that every single one is very, very achievable for us to, have a pretty decent effort in partnering with this organization. It's just a matter of identifying a contact name, whether that's someone who, this is Joe Slater. He's a mentor of mine. He's the CFO of Gleaners Food Bank, whether it's the direct person who can make things happen at the organization, or maybe it's someone who used to work there like Doug Applegate, and he will be able to connect us to the right person. So identifying the contact name, the contact info. Again, if you guys are already building the contact info and everything in HubSpot, 100%, that's perfect. But I just figured, we can list that stuff here, so that way, you don't have to go back to that Slack message or that text message or email and okay, where was that? And that's all wasted, mental energy. We want to be able to quickly see, okay, this is the contact information. Yes, they reached out to them, et cetera, et cetera. So just collecting that information, just starting to get introductions made. And that's another right hook that, we can talk about for over here with the actual organizations that we're partnering with, introductions or sharing the why videos or getting on their email list or doing a video with them and they post that video on their social media, or leveraging some kind of partnership with them to get some media attention so they get attention and Halo app gets attention, mutually beneficial. But yeah, so as far as this tab, we got all these organizations that we want Halo app to partner with, the contact names that we're going to start building out, the contact info. This is simply if we have reached, if I made a connection, or Halo app, you guys may, were introduced to them, or cold contact, cold call, whatever. If we reach out to them, of course, this is important because we can, send 100 emails, but if only 10 of them reply, well, hey, that's great, that 10 organizations, but 10 replying is a lot different than, we'd already sent out a message to 100. So that's why it's important to capture if they responded. And I figured that the best way, which is from what I've heard from you guys, is the best way to set up these partnerships or get these organizations on board or get an individual on board is just how I call Josh, because no one can sell Halo app or honestly sell anything better than Josh, because Josh, you're like a really great salesperson. You have good energy. And so essentially this call will be setting up that partnership, explaining all what Halo app is, how their organization can benefit from it. And by the way, I can be, involved if that be valuable to you guys, to discuss what are the incentives for the organization, what are the incentives for the Halo app to partner with this organization, and then what's the follow through, what's the execution, what's the right hook. We can brainstorm on ideas for that for these specific organizations. So for Gleaners Food Bank, for example, they're a huge food bank, and we'd want to be, most likely you guys already know what to do since you guys have landed all these partnerships so far. But if you guys want to brainstorm on that, I'm down. And so the reason why the deal flow technically ends right here is because this would either establish a partnership with them or not. Most likely they will, because your guys' mission and vision. Then we would essentially take, Gleaners Food Bank, copy, boom, and put it over here. And so these are Josh already had a phone call with these people. These people are on board for the mission, the vision. They're supportive. They verbally told us or on email that they want to partner with the Halo app. So this might be a little bit redundant, but if the information is already here, but the goal is over time, we just keep, like deleting people from this, and then we delete, that row. So that way this list gets smaller and then this list gets bigger. And so if we do delete this row over here, we're going to lose a contact name and contact info. So we just pull this over here, and this can just be simple copy and pasting, or this can be done on HubSpot, of course, too. But this is just simple. Right. So we'd have the organizations, contact name, contact info, then the right hook. Josh, you and I had that call, I think it was Wednesday maybe, where one of the bigger right hooks that we're going to be asking for these organizations is a share Taylor's why video once that gets filmed. Amazing right hook, because what's going to happen is I'm going to put so much of the ad budget on that why video to not only get media partnerships, but just to get a ton of people interested in Taylor's vision and the vision of the Halo app. And then when we have all these other organizations sharing that exact video on Facebook, then we're going to get tens of thousands and tens of thousands of views on that video. I'm going to be able to create a custom audience off of every single person who's watched that video. And I'm going to retarget those people with the testimonials, with the call to action to go to the website to get a phone call. And that's how the funnel is going to operate. And so now for some organizations, United Way, for example, it would be dope if they share it on their Facebook page. They probably have like thousands and thousands of followers, but the United Way is such a huge organization that there might be some other ideas of how we can get a better right hook. Say for them, it might be an introduction to some famous person or some big donor or some big media partnership. Like if the Halo app and United Way can partner, it'll probably be better if there's a press release around that and that the partnership is the right hook, because there's so much credibility and they have such huge audiences, and that would be a huge, awesome right hook to do with them. And I also know Alan Bacon is like a huge fan of you guys. He's commenting on all your guys' stuff, which is beautiful. Or maybe just the right hook is why video. Or for Startup Foundation, since we're homies, it'd be more than that, be an introduction, the connection, etc. But say the main right hook is a why video, then the rest of the deal flow basically looks like reached out to Don or United Way or Forward Cities, whatever, if they are willing to execute on this. Hey, thank you so much. You guys have been a great partner with us. You guys have been very supportive. We're super thankful. We as a team and as a company, we're now ready to expand and increase our impact and just get a lot more people on board. Would you be willing to share this why video? Would you be willing to put our press release in your email newsletter? Would you be willing to do X? Whatever that right hook is, reach out to them, check, then follow it up for them in case they don't do it right away. Then if they actually completed that, whether sharing the why video or it was a media partnership, whatever, check, that's great. And then we express gratitude. Thank you so much for sharing the why video. We are super thankful. Boom, 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 boom. Very simple and easy. We're still establishing a relationship with them, but we're also following up with them in a professional way to get the right hook. So this is just a basic process that we can start to think about and start to be filling stuff in as we're partnering up with these organizations. A few other things on the agenda. Somewhere in here, I shot a video, or like I dropped a link in here for just a few ideas for the website. Super basic stuff, but also like stuff that would really, really be valuable for the website, and that would increase building that trust and credibility on the website when people jump on it. Ultimately, the conversion rate, which was important, because the reason why I'm so like emphasizing having a Facebook pixel, having, you know, the benefits and the testimonials on the site, is because imagine we get 100,000 people, just for conversation's sake, 100,000 people to the site, 10,000 people to the site, 1,000 people to the site, whatever. Well, we want as many of these people to, you know, convert or to get on board on that first time. Otherwise, we're going to have to spend more efforts or more ad dollars or another phone call or whatever after that. But if we can streamline the journey of the acquisition of that person getting on a phone call with Josh or someone at the team with Halo app, then it'll just streamline that. Our efforts don't have to be duplicated. Our ad budget doesn't have to be duplicated, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So when we can just set up ourselves properly with digital plumbing, some of these website features, et cetera, it'll not only increase conversion rates and results short term, but on a long-term standpoint, it's going to significantly amplify our results and amplify our efforts and just make our efforts a lot more effective. So that's just kind of why I've been really emphasizing things. And so I did drop a YouTube link in here, which is some ideas. But so threads are really nice when we respond on these threads, because, you know, we're not just like piling all these messages in, but sometimes messages can get lost in threads. But I'm going to I'm going to redrop that link here and here. So Taylor, so that you can review that. But yeah, I think those are just a few things. Oh, right. So I don't think I have access to the ad manager yet. I can double check that. If Ariana is in here in the Slack message, I can just like straight up DM her and say, hey, hey, nice to meet you. I'm sure I'll be meeting you in the future sometime soon, but just start that conversation about the Facebook ad manager and such. But yeah, so I'm going to drop that website video again, or just some ideas for the website. And then those are some of the base ideas for setting up those partnerships with organizations.